if this was like you guys, but like I don't want anything to do with the family business.
Ooh. Yeah, that's good.
Man.
And then from just all of a sudden being like thrown into it, like how do you just change your mindset?
That's a great
It's a
question.
great question. We could just talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
We both had different plans.
100%.
Yeah, we both had different plans.
100%. Talk about yours first, yeah.
That's not what we wanted to do initially. Obviously, growing up, I think for me, wanted to become a medical doctor. So I had, even in college, went through the process of applying for the MCAT, did the pre-med route. I was a psych major, played D1 Division soccer. I was doing all of it, you know, and finished everything. And obviously took the detour, like you could say a gap year to do.
Actually, he got drafted by the MLS, so that's really the truth.
A gap
So-
year. Yeah, a gap
That's really
year.
what happened, right?
And then when I started, reapplying and taking my exams, just I think for myself, it was just hitting the realization that, that process is going to take me time. That's a reality for me. And it was, not passing the exam one time, then you have to study again, and not passing, and then also the entrance times for, medical school is it's not every semester, it's almost annually. So just hitting those times, considering going to the Caribbean to do, there's a lot of things that kind of hit, and a lot of it was just like, well, what is it that I really want to do? And I think the biggest thing was like, he was just having Elijah at the time.
Man.
And I was like, man, I don't want to be away from my nephews. Like that's a big to me. Like I don't want to be away from
crazy.
seeing them grow up. Because the reality is that I would have been gone from like the first 6 years of their life. They wouldn't have known me. And I'm like, I don't think I want that. So I was already around, my dad had, his company was just super small. He was the only one running the shop by himself.
Yeah.
And we were in like a 1,200 square foot spot. And
Yeah.
I think by nature, I was always one that's just like, I want to see things grow. And when I got there and I was working for him, gosh, I was probably making like $600 a month.
Yeah.
But it was what you did because you had to keep yourself busy. I was like playing soccer, and then I was just like, all right, I'll have to do something. So I would go there. Took a little while before I started to click for me, where I was just like, all right, man, like this is what's in my hands right now. And I want things to grow. And I had a conversation with him. I was like, hey, if you want me to continue to be here, that means that this company has to grow. That was the conversation I had with him. And he said, okay, well, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That's how we started. So at least on my side. Your side was different.
Yeah, it's silly. It was crazy. I think it's almost the same stories, right? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to become a doctor. So he said doctor, I wanted to become a doctor. I went to school and found a physical therapy doctorate program and then played D1 soccer. Went through the whole thing, graduated with my bachelor's in kinesiology, health information management. I had one more year and didn't make it. Had some, anxiety, depression issues, and just basically flunked out of the doctor program, which I was like, dang, that was crazy. And so at that time, I was like, what do I do? Luckily, my girlfriend at that time, wife now, she was in nursing school, and I got into a PTA program in St. Louis. Yeah. And they, basically I graduated really quickly because I had done all the classes. Then worked in a hospital at the regional hospital there, and I was like, man, I really enjoy taking care of patients. Like, I could do this, and so I did that for a while. But then I was like, man, I really want to finish my doctorate program. After a couple of years, I worked at the hospital, and I was like, I want to go back. So I applied to like 8 schools, and all those 8 schools said no. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. And literally at that time, me and my wife were like, at that time, now we were married. She was like, what do you want to do? And my mom called me, and she like at that time she was like, I'm tired, and I was like, you just not sleep the night before? Like why you saying mom always like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm like, I know you said that a lot, Mom. I'm like, you said it a lot.
You tired? Go sleep.
And so, but she was like, no, I want to sell the business, and I was like, what? You've never said that. Yeah. And so I was talking to my wife, and I was like, do you want to move back to Texas? And I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this, but I know my mom needs help. Yeah. So in my mind, I was like, I'm going to go help my mom. It wasn't thinking about the business. Yeah. Wasn't thinking about even myself. I was like, I'm going to help my mom. And at that time, it was actually around the same time that you actually came back. Yeah. Which is crazy. So we moved back, and I'm like, I don't remember how old I was. 8 years ago. My mom put me in like a straight leadership position, and I'm like, I'm a kid. Like all I know is patient care. I know how to take care of patients. I know how to take care of people. I know how to do that. Leadership, all that stuff. I had to learn on the fly, and it was tough, you know. Yeah, it was not what I wanted to do. It took me, I think it took probably a good 5 years for me to be like, whoa, okay, I can, as a clinician, I can only take care of one person at a time. But as a leader, I can make sure that everyone takes care of patients like I would, so we could take care of more patients like well.
Yeah.
But that took a while, and I think both of us, you can say, like, honestly, we meet with the last several years. We've met on every Tuesday, and we've encouraged each other because it's sharpening,
sharing
like,
ideas, and
I'll be like, bro, this is crazy. This happened with this employee. I don't know what to do. He'd be like, man, that happened to me too. You know, and then we just encourage each other. I think that's why our friendship and our brotherhood, you know, is so strong. You know, because we go through stuff together.
Yeah,
you know,
that's for sure.
I don't know. Both of us didn't. I did not ever see.
No,
I did not. No.
Yeah.
No. That's usually how it works. That's usually how God works. It's always different than what you think. You know.
Yeah.
But no. And then also us being Nigerian, like our families, like you guys know, we both said both of us want to be doctors. You know, immigrant parents is just, they kind of like doctor, lawyer, engineer, you know, but they never really forced it on us. It was just more like what we desired.
Yeah.
But I think it's, it's just that seeing our parents always work hard. Mm-hmm. You know, they'd be working and my brother would be at home kicking it. Mm-hmm. I'd put chicken nuggets in the microwave. We'd watch, Ed, and Eddie, and it'd just be me and him at home while my parents are working. Like, but that's just the nature of,
immigrant household.
Immigrant household, man.
Yeah, so.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you're watching this video, this is actually a short clip, and here is the longer clip, the actual full-length CarePods video. So please click on it. Yeah, click on it. Like, go ahead. Here.